Hey guys, welcome back to Buster's Corner. We are doing the part 5 of the Iowa setup build. I think this should be the last one right here. We'll do more talking here than anything else. Um, I just want to kind of go over everything. The chat window's open. I know there's a delay on it, so I'm not sure if you'll get in or not. But if you do, great. I'll answer any questions you may have. So the idea of this series um, is to, let me see here. You know what? Let me check something here. Do, do, do. Hey, there's Bob. Let's get rid of that. You don't need me. Um, okay, so the idea of this series was to go over just some basic nuts and bolts of how to start your build, kind of what you're looking for in a build. Um, there are no magic numbers. Now this is, I'm going to bring this up here. As you look at this sheet right here, okay, there are no magic numbers that you punch in, and all of a sudden you've got wow the great setup, um, and you're beating Kenny Coppola and those guys that were Watson. You're tearing them up. You're not. This takes lots and lots of time, patience, a lot of patience, and a lot of trial and error to develop your building skills, if you will. Um, so, with that said, do what I did, start from scratch. And once you get a library up, you can take certain tracks and transfer them from one track to the other and have a baseline fairly close. So you don't got to do too much work to them, um, and you'll get there. But here in the video I'm showing you, I start with we start with the basic setup that iRacing gave us, and our goal was to make it better. And we know that it can be better. That's why we have setup shops. So step through it like we did here, right? We started playing with our springs. We had some numbers that we like, and we plugged them in. I think I started with 32s across the front. I was it 35, something like that. I started my cameras at 3.5s as a starting grid. I set all my shocks to a 4 when I first started. Um, I set my brakes up the way that I typically use them. My steering pinion, I put that in. That's typical things that I like to see in my setups is what we did. We went through, we changed some casters and things. I didn't do a lot with shocks with you guys. I'll show you a little bit on that here. Now, oh wait, I got set my timer. Dang it. Set timer 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting
Okay.
now.
Okay. Now there's plenty of cheat sheets out there that you can go off of, and let me see here. Inbusters. I started to try to get them all into cheat sheets right here for you. All right, and it starts off with Tommy Brandon's shocks. That's the low side shocks. You really should watch his video and go through that with him. This anti-roll bars, I'm not crazy about this cheat sheet. There's those. This is the one that shows you how to um, raise and lower the cross weight by adjusting the shock collars. This is a good cheat sheet right here. Oval setup matrix. It's a generic sheet. If you want, if it's too tight here, too loose there. Here's another one of those. This one is great. This is actually probably the one I would. Actually, I think I have this somewhere. If I don't, I better get it. This one is awesome. Okay, loose on entry, increase right front spring, decrease left rear low speed rebound. If you're tight on entry, what you do, loose in the middle. This is tools that you really need to have next to your desk when you're building setups. You got to have these things. This one is awesome. Thompson has made me something I can print out here because this has too much color for my printer. Um, and actually, we're going to go through this here a little bit here. Let me see. Oh, what I do while I'm here? I want to open this up. I just want to, do that. I just want to put it down at the bottom of my screen. We're going to come back to that here in a minute. So you got your cheat sheets, very important to have. Um, Videos, let me see here. Where am I? Buster's videos. Okay. Um, in my setup videos that I do, I usually talk about the setups and how I'm building them and what I'm looking for and things of that nature. So the race videos may not be as important as much as the setups are. Watch these setup videos that I do, and there's always usually something in there on how to build the shocks or what have you. They're in there. All those little tidbits are in my setup videos. All right. Okay, so with that said, that's pretty much about it. Also, don't forget diff preload does not work until a patch comes out. Tom has tested this time and time again. I did a video test on it. Tom backed it up over at the circle track over there. The difference between a 0 and a 75 is minimal at best. The difference between a 0 and a 10 is irrelevant. So if it makes you feel good, put something there. But if you're using diff preload for anything other than a 0, then you're just wasting your time. It's a hoax. It's not working. Um, okay, let's pull up our motec here one time. I ran some laps before I came on here. The first one was a stock setup. The second one was our 4.2 part 4. And the third one was one I was working on while we were away. And this one here is, I believe it's the same as the first one, except I put 15 laps into it. All right, and I really wasn't pushing it hard here at all. All right, but so sixes. So I mean, we beat the stock setup. All right. Um, okay. But before we do so, I'm gonna go into motec one more time here because there's something else I want to talk about. I still need to talk about the shocks a little bit. There's my 17 laps. So I really want to see this. I had to run the 17 because I wanted to do a better tire check than what I had already. Our point over here is 1200. When you put your thing over here, if you put the cursor on the yellow line right here, and then you can use the right and left arrows to get that to the number you want it to be. There you go. All right. So as we look at this, what do we see? 147, 149. It's pretty flat. 71 to 81 within 0.1, actually 0.1 higher. I like that. I don't like this. I didn't realize it was that high. But that's from doing all these changes. You go through and you change your casters and camera stuff like that. And you do all this monkeying around, and before you know it, you're out of whack. What are we on lap 15? 97. Okay. So I still think that's a little too high. Okay. We want to be between. I really want to be between probably zero point 0.8 and 1.0. Because that back end is going to come up on us. Coughing here. The back end is going to come up, it's going to give us problems. All right, so I want to drop the front end a little bit on this. Look at our tires over here while we're sitting here. 242, 237, 237. See, we're using a lot of. This track doesn't have hardly any banking at all in comparison to other places we've been. That's why this is so close like this. Um, I don't think I can move that. I think that's got to be right there where it is. Right, which means I'm pretty much flat right there. This right here. 230 sound. What we got in the back? 23, 219, 230. See, that tells me that that's leaning over too much. Yeah, that's leaning over too much on that tire. That needs to be stood up a little bit higher. And same with this. Well, 68, 66, 64. I like that one. That's fine. Because watch this. Let's see this right front. When we come around the corner, we get into the straightaway. What's happening? this outside is hotter than my inside? Well, because if the tire's hitting the ground, then it's cooling off. If the tire's in the air, it's not cooling off. So how that tire gets right there up to 264 on the inside. Yeah, I'm gonna do something with that. Okay, interesting stuff. Um, Shocks. Now, shocks. It's always on everybody's mind. What do I do with shocks? Do I just make them all tens? No, you don't make them all tens. We got Tom's cheat sheet here. Okay, you see the red marks? We want to get rid of those and the heavy blues. Okay, heavy red is way up here. That means the shock went way up there, and this went way down here. And oh, you get confused which is which, compression versus rebound. I think about the blue is compression, and the top is rebound. Um, let's see the right. Let's see left front. That's only got a couple of spots. That was not too bad. All right, right front. I got a couple spots right here on the back straightaway. Left rear. I got a lot of stuff going on here in the left rear. I got a lot of stuff here in the back straightaway. Right rear. This one's pretty busy too. This one here is pretty busy. So, and the spring could affect this as well. All right. You got to determine whether my spring is so big it's bouncing a lot, or if my shocks just aren't picking it up the way it should. So here's what we're going to do real quick. Let me think here. Wait, is there anything else I want to look at in here? Slip and spin. Oh, does he have this set up to turn red? I don't think so. All right. So here's my steering wheel. Watch this here. This could be interesting. My steering wheel is set over at 44. My steering angle is at 2.3. You know what? I think our steering is too slow on this. So this is this is 2.3. This is fine right here. This is how much the wheels are turning, whether the car's slipping or not. All right. But my steering wheel, my physical wheel, is cranked over to the left more. I'd rather have this wheel match this. We'll go take a look at that here in a second. Um, do, 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 do. Tires. All right, quick look at our tires. So this is lap 15. I'm not red here yet, but you can see though that, let's see, the left front's not doing much at all. All right, right front, it's got a whole lot going on here, and my right rear's got a whole lot going on here. Not much on the other side of this car. See, I don't like I don't like attaching that rear bar in the back. Um, but that's a different build, and I didn't want to get into that here. Suspension. Oh, that's all Tom's fancy stuff. I'm not gonna get into that. That's a whole nother segment. Here's a good one that you can look at. This is on lap 15. You can see the left sides are nice and cool, and it's the right front. But we knew that already. But as you see, it's on exit, cools off, and she's right in there somewhere. More so the right front than the rear. Okay, this is all stuff you can look at to help you build. It's tools. It's just tools to help you build the car. All right, now we know we had this at 1200. Put your cursor right here, then use your arrow keys. Well, now it's at 90. Oh, because see the other one from a 0.79 to a 1.0. Actually, look at that. That rake's actually a lot lower than I thought it was. I hit it 9 nines a couple of times. See, it gets tricky. Um, yeah, it gets tricky where you put that thing. See, and that's the bumps in the road right there. That's what's killing you right there. Oh, that's a mess. All right, so, and maybe it's in our shock. So, I think what we just saw was the rears needed more, huh? Well, I thought I adjusted these on the other one. Look at here. So let's do something here. High speed compression. Let's take that to a 7. I'll bring my slope up. I'm gonna bring my slope up. Bring this to a 7. Same thing over here. High speed compression. I'll go to 7. High speed rebound. Oh yeah, I had these way too low. I'll take the slope to an 8. All right. Now, what else do we say about the tires? Hmm. I think I want to try and take that down. I want to take these down, I think, over here. 52.7. That's the other thing. I lowered the cross on this quite a bit. I'm going to bring these down. 2102. 2102. Close enough. Okay. This is 2234. 223. That'll be right there. Okay. I lowered the bar up here by quite a bit. I had to get this car freed up. It wasn't freed up enough for me. All right, retouch your bars. So by lowering that right rear, it's going to make the back of the car a little bit looser. All right, I'll go run 10 laps here real quick. Let me just check. Anybody? Jack Walls is on. Hello, Jack. I didn't have the window open. Didn't see you. All right, I'm gonna go run 10 laps here real quick, guys. So if you want to, you can pause the video or fast forward the video and come back when I have the garage open. Actually, I would do that. Let's see here. We'll talk. So there's a thing I refer to as free rotation. Chair my chair here. Free rotation is when you let go of the gas and the car wants to turn left. And maybe when you get on the gas, the car wants to turn left. And find a happy medium between those two is very helpful. That felt tight. Oh, that felt real tight on exit. I don't have the grip of that right front, do I? Oh, but that felt good coming up out of there. Remember, we're setting this car up to run the middle lane here in an attempt to save tires on a long run. What you may want to do, a suggestion is when you get your setup, go out and run your 5 laps as hard as you possibly can. Tear up the tires. That's like a 5 to go. Green, white, checker, right? What will she do? That needs to rotate through there better, and it's not. But then come back out and run the middle line right here. How fast can you get this car running that middle line and trying to save your tires? Because I'll tell you right now, you go out and as you're doing your build and you're getting the car faster and faster and faster, I guarantee you, when you get in a race, you'll be 0.4 slower in the race than what you were practicing by yourself. Actually, we'll just do 5 laps here. That's all I need for this. We're just checking shocks anyway. Oh, I can feel that grab, that right rear tire grab. Alright, that's good enough. Were we fast at all? No. Ah, that's pretty close to what we had before. Well, that looks pretty good there. 97, 97, 226. I don't like that 226 right there. That makes me feel like she's too loose. 226, 230, 225. That don't look too bad. 219, 228, 216. That's looking a little bit better too. Now, I'm curious about our shocks though. Okay, there's this one. Let's take this down to about here. Let's go lap 5 on that one. And where were we before? This will be the white one. So the red one is down, the white's what we had before. So we're hoping the red is a little bit better. 1 bar, 2 bars. We lost that bar. We lost that bar. We lost those. We lost that one. I lost the red one there. I lost the red one there. Did you see that? So this looks like it got worse right here though. So the red line, the inside line is after our shock changes, this is the right rear. And you'll see, okay, that's probably about the same, but if we go up into here, I have a red one here now, but I lost the red one here. I got a smaller red one here. I lost the blue here. I lost the red, less red. Now the red, the sharp red, the sharp blue is going to be, let me show you. The sharp reds is fast, high-speed compression slopes. Medium is high-speed compression. The greens is low-speed compression, low-speed rebound. And the blue is medium, high-speed rebound. Okay. I think I said it right, huh? Yeah, red is compression and blue is rebound. Okay. Let's see, how about the, let's see, that's the right rear, left rear. Left rear, we lost this red, lost this red, lost this red. This is like a potato patch back here. That might be in a spring or something. That's not much change on the back. That one stayed the same right there, but that got better right there. That definitely got better. Um, I didn't realize he's got the low speeds in here too. I knew it, but I didn't really pay attention to it too. Um, I use my low speeds for something else in my head. Okay, so we are looking for, okay, so browns and blues, right? Did I read that right? My browns is high speed and my blues. The green, okay, the green is, yeah, okay. Green is all this pretty stuff right here. All right, so do we have a lot of greens and blues, browns and blues? Um, yeah, we could probably increase both those. Let's see, on the left rear and what about the right rear? Both those. I bring both those up on the rears here now. high speed compression. Um, but before I got those, you know what? I would think I would. Let me see here. High speed. Those are sevens now. And I think I would take my slope up some more. One slope there, slope there, slope there, and oh, this one's it. Let's bring all of our slopes to 9. All right. Anywho, okay, so that's shock. That's how you do. That's how you do the shock package. Now, on the low speed shocks, I want you to go look get that cheat sheet from Tommy Brandon, um, and and use his calculations for low speed. For me, low speed rebound is when I use a lot. Low speed rebound. So that tells me as I get on the gas, if my left front, if this is higher, it's going to rebound to the right rear. I'm going to drive up the right rear on exit. That's going to loosen me up on exit. I'm going to leave that right there. How does our front tires look? The front. Okay, left front, I got a lot of brown. So I think I would increase that left front. Where's my thing? Out there. Left front high speed compression. I want to take that up. Right front. Oops, I need to get off of this. We can do the same with the right front too. Right front high speed compression. We're gonna take that up too. All right. Okay. As far as car handling, what's our ride height at now? Did I get it too high up off the ground? 1200. Where are we at here? 1200, 83, 8s, 105s. I got a .37 here, but that's just momentarily. See, I don't like that spot we're in right there, huh? Let's use this one. I don't like that spot at all. See, we can find spots where she's perfect, and we can find spots where she's a mess. Look, now I'm at negative 24, Rick. Look at that. Why is that doing that? There's our 73, 89. I expect the rake to go up on as we're coming up. All right, I'm not going to mess with the right heights on it. What I do think I want to try, I think if I go to here, if I go to P3, I think I might get too loose. But we could try it. I didn't like this. Go to 1660. I didn't like that number right there. 1660. Take it back to a 38. That's fine. It's close enough. 52.7, 38 up front. All right, 5 quick laps, guys. And then we're done with the video series. That's it. I think as far as I'm going to take this. It's all, I mean, doing a build setup there's a lot of creativity into it. There's a lot of time into it. Get your cheat sheets. It's not a mystery, but I'll tell you what, it is. It does take patience and creativity, and try outside the box. I'm always talking to guys on direct messages. Hey, have you ever tried this? I have. It didn't work. Well, I did it. And I did this, this, and this. Oh, well, let's go try it. And some of it works. Some of it's just a guess, and a lot of it don't work. Oh, I'm in 5th gear. All right, picking your 4th gear. Now, a lot of times guys say, well, it really suffers on, oh, That's that rear bar. It suffers on start. So that's why I tell you that what I want to see is 9,500 RPM at the end of my straightaway down here. Right? Oh, at 93. I need to change that gear because I want to get as low as I can to help me on the starts. Okay, I got that bar in the back, so I really gotta be gentle on the throttle on exit. Because if you stomp that throttle, you'll over-rotate the car. It almost feels too free on entry, like it wants to come around. Everybody complains my stuff's too tight. That felt pretty fast. First one was 8. I got kind of hesitant on it. 97 SFC 227. It's too loose. Eventually this will get too hot, I think, and give you issues, but also it felt too loose on entry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I could change to 52.8 too, but that right there will tighten this up. And you know what I'm gonna go. I'm gonna snug that up a little bit too. 4 laps, and I'm done. It's 5 o'clock. Mama said we're having salmon tonight for dinner. Oh, there goes my timer. And ask questions. Lord, ask questions. I do all the time. I'm always DMing somebody and say, hey, you know, here's my tire temps. Now don't send me a setup file and have me look at it, because I won't. I can't build your car. If you, and I treat the other guys the same way. I'll send them my tires, and I say, look, here's the issue I got, is that right rear is too hot. And you know, what do you think? And they'll throw back, well, you know, you can do this, or this. And if you're going to send somebody tire temps, it's got to be a minimum of 15 laps. All right, don't send me 10 laps of tire data and say, oh, look, the tire is too hot. 10 laps don't tell you nothing. Around lap 15 is when the feel good comes off your tires and the rake goes away and the car starts changing. Look at that. That's only lap 2. Well, it'll start going downhill from there. I can feel that ARB kick in the back on exit. Right there. And I can decide if I want to do too much or just right. Just work the throttle a little bit so it comes out to the wall. The entrance is a lot better. But you gotta be careful with the ARB. In the heat of passion in a race, you stomp that gas pedal down, and you're gonna rip this car and come right around on you. See there? That's where your driving skills need to come in and work the car. Oh, my timer's still going on. Don't wreck the car. I gotta check the tires. Stop. Stop, timer. Look at there. Down by point 0.2. She's fast, huh? It's 5 laps. That's only 5 laps. 97, 97, 225, 218. That's closer. Okay, 218 to 225. I can deal with that. That's a heck of a lot closer. 224 to 225. All right, we're right there on the edge of that. 215. I don't know if I can do changes. This look perfect. 99999. You know, we could actually get more out of this left rear because we're not worried about that tire. Look, the tire's not didn't show anywhere at all. We could crank that up and get a little more grip out of that. It'll tighten us up. We can tighten it up here and then make the car looser somewhere else if we need to. Actually, by tightening this up, that might bring this in, down a little bit lower to where it needs to be. But we can abuse this tire. We can abuse these two. We can abuse these two inside tires. Not a problem. I'm going to save this. Save as 5.1. I will post this. Let's just double check. Jack, any questions, Jack? Nope. Jack probably bugged out, went to a race. Okay, we're going to finish it here. All right. I think we've gone through everything. Oh, remember that steering pinion? Man, I wanted to try that 287. I got to. Hold on. I just need 3 laps real quick. Your steering pinion should change depending on what track you're on. And you put a 157 on this track and your steering is so slow, you're late for the corner. You're not keeping up with the tires and the steering angle of the car. Now, Talladega and those big tracks, oh yeah, 1.5, perfect. You would not run this gear, the steering pinion at Talladega. And probably not even at the 1.5 miles. But this is less than a 1.5 miles. And these shorter tracks, it's like getting up on the, we gotta get up on top of that wheel. Right? Get your head up on top of that wheel. Get in the game. Yeah, that feels a lot better. That feels a lot better. Last lap. But don't get me wrong, you can't overcrank this wheel now and get yourself in trouble. All right. I just want to see what. Okay, let's open this one first. And where was that? Slip and spin. Okay. There's that one. 48 and 259. Oh, I lost my corner. 199. 40 and 2.37. 48 and 2.64. Obviously different, but the wheel input 48.8. That changed by 0.8. This changed by 0.3. That changed by 0.8. Yeah, that's too much wheel. 39 and 47. Wow, that's almost 50% compared to 39. That's still too much. The car needs to rotate. Would it be helpful if the car rotated a little better too, huh? Actually, the car's at 2.34. Anywho, okay, blah blah blah. Let's get off of this. Okay, I see you just you just get to yakking about stuff, and you get entrenched in it, and man, you just go, man, go. All right. So and there you go. There was a 5.2 and a 2.6, and I was on top of the wheel on that one. I'll give it that. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna save that again here. Save as same. All right, guys, I'm out. That's the done. We're done with the series. Um, oh, oh, Jack's on there. If the right rear center tire temperature is higher than the right front center, then it can lose condition. Yes, it does. Yes, it does, Jack. So we just, let's see here. Let's don't use this one. Let's go back to, let's go here to my long run because this is 15 laps. And you want, you need 15 laps to do tire checks. Tires. So look at this one right here. And right front 263, right rear 273. That's a loose condition. Now, when you say loose condition, it could also be through and sliding, and you got to differentiate between those two and decide whether the right rear is sliding on you, or if it's if the car is loose. It'll still slide on you, huh? There's a sliding when the car is loose versus the back of the car not having grip and it's sliding sideways. And maybe what I'm saying is the same thing. Um, but you can have a loose condition, I think, versus a tire sliding. Um, so on this one right here, when I look at this 263, 273, I would like to have these close to even, or maybe my right rear a little bit higher. Let's go look at another one here. Let's go to this one right here. Did I get this one better? This one is 218, 225. Now, granted, it's only a 5 lap run. Tell you what, let's do this. Let's go look at. Okay. This is the stock set, 207 to 222. The right rear is at 97% compared to 98. All right. They're eating up this tire on the stock set at 222, and this we know the back of the next gen, it's going to raise when it dumps fuel. This car is going to be so loose in 10 laps you won't be able to drive it because number one, we're eating up the tire, and number two, we're heating up the tire. The tire's too hot, and we're eating it up. I was trying to see if I had one. Let's see. Here's the one that we had when we left the other day. This is closer, 216 to 220. Inside temps are good, 97, 98. So here I'm two. So here, all right, I 220 and 226. So this says I'm loose, but this 97 says I'm tight, right? Now this one, what do we do this? I forgot. I wouldn't have thought that since the wear percentage was higher than the front. And that, Jack, is where the tire may be sliding, so you're loose and you're sliding, so you got the right rear temperature is higher because the car is loose in the rear and sliding around on you. Oh, I can't do this. This is just 4 laps. I can't even look at that. This is the 15 laps. So yeah, that's loose. That's loose. What you would like to see, Jack, is this left rear to come into play more. And you'd like to see this 97 be lower, or these two be closer together. All right, so we're burning up the right side tires on this car. This one's eventually going to overdrive us, and we're going to probably wind up in a push condition. All right. See if I can bring Jack up here so you guys can see what he's talking about. Um, so yeah, I mean, your goal here is to get these 4 tires as close as possible. Um, and like I say, this one is, and I had this problem at Darlington in the beginning, where my left rear had more tread than my right rear, and so this is going to give you a push condition. All right. Um, yeah. All right, guys, that's it. We're out of here. Thanks for watching. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to jump in and ask. Ask anybody. If you got questions about setup stuff, throw it up there on the Discord. Say, hey, this is what I'm seeing. Anybody got any ideas? Um, but don't send me your car files. And make sure you're working on the same car that I'm working on for the week. I only work on what's on the schedule. You guys in leagues like to send me setup questions, and I ain't got time to work on tracks. But there might be other people in the Discord, like Scott. Scott's off doing league stuff. He's always working on setups that we're not even working on. Somebody's out there probably working on. But you can throw the questions up there. If but if you're gonna ask me stuff like, well, what do you think about my tire wear? I need 15 laps minimum. All right, because otherwise we can't tell much from there. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna sign off. Thanks, Jack, for the questions. We appreciate it.